Chris, good afternoon. Keith.
Hey, Jamie.
The performances against West Ham and Liverpool were so impressive, and I think a lot of people sort of sat up and took notice of Brentford. Did that dip a little bit against Crystal Palace, and is the aim to sort of get back to those levels on Sunday?
Yeah, I think that's probably about right. There's not just us involved in that equation. There's obviously opposition that play their part naturally in terms of game plans, styles of play, what they try and do to us, and vice versa, clearly. But yeah, I think some of the performances recently have been very, very good. Really happy with how the team's growing and developing, and the individuals within that team structure. And unfortunately, last weekend we weren't able to probably hit those heights. But like I've alluded to, I thought Crystal Palace played a good game.
Just how important in that has been having such a settled 11, because it seems everyone knows their roles, everyone has this implicit trust of one another. Just being able to pick the same 11 every week must help.
It's the balance probably with. We've had cup games recently where we've changed a lot of players. They're chomping at the bit. They've been, and I've been quick to praise the players that haven't played maybe as many minutes as they would have liked. How they've pushed training sessions like today being a really good example of that. Without that, it doesn't really materialise on a game day for me. So it's always about the team, the squad. It's the starting 11. I think you have to find the balance between rewarding players that are training really well, taking their opportunities in cup games, but then you want to build relationships and connections and rapport whatever part of the pitch that is on. So it's always trying to find the balance with that. But I think we have got a very competitive squad, and I'm really happy with what we have.
You just used the expression chomping at the bit. One man I'm sure who is chomping at the bit and has been for a while to play in red and white stripes against Newcastle is Jordan Henderson. Just as a young manager in his first job, how vital is it having somebody like Jordan there as the leader of the dressing room?
He's been brilliant, yeah. He's clearly done a bit in the game, and when our captain left in the summer, Christian, to go to Arsenal, we were quick to highlight somebody that could come in and make an immediate impact, that had experience of the league, know-how, nous. And I think when Jordan's name became known to me that he was available, I quickly realised, the big thing is around physically, athleticism at his age. Can he still do it? What the level he's been playing at in the Eredivisie and in European competitions with them. So did due diligence on that. Was very happy with what I've seen, and I think since he's come in, he's grown in stature and in his role within the group, and clearly his performances have been of a very high level.
But it's the mentality more than anything else that you're getting with a player like Jordan Henderson, isn't it?
Yeah, I think naturally when you've done what he's done in his career at club and country, he's achieved a lot in the game, and it's a different role from here really. Very different shift of mentality of what we're looking to achieve as a team. I suppose in a football club is very different to maybe former clubs, so that takes a little bit of adjustment as well for a player. But his role in the group has obviously been a really important one.
One player you won't face obviously on Sunday is Johan Wissa, because he's still injured. In a way, are you almost glad that is the case, that this doesn't become a narrative about, what's it going to be like, what sort of reception is he going to get in his return? Because he did leave under a bit of a cloud at the end of the transfer window.
Wis is a very good player, so I'm not too displeased that he's not going to be available, clearly, because that's just the nature of competing against teams. The best players that they have available, he obviously hasn't been able to feature yet for them. I think it's pretty fair to say, I've said before that around the transfer window, I was glad when it closed. It wasn't enjoyable for a lot of people, I would imagine, so I was glad to get it closed. I think the nature of that deal in particular was, there was a lot made around certain aspects of it. Ultimately, they paid a really good fee for a player of a certain age, very good player, but I think we as a club did pretty well out of that, and that's not just in hindsight, but I think that's the way that we work. We're a very sustainable football club. So yeah, Wiss has obviously gone on to Newcastle, and I wish him well after Sunday.
And nobody can foresee that a player's going to have an injury that rules him out for a couple of months, but do you now feel even more vindicated that you made the sale when you did? The fact that he hasn't played yet for Newcastle, Igor's scoring the goals that he is for Brentford, and you seem, as Brentford always seem to do, sell one of your best players and they still continue to improve as a side. Yeah,
I don't wish ill on him at all, and I'm not glad to see the way that's gone. I'm really not. I'm not wired like that. I'd said previously I had a really good relationship with Wiss last season. In the role I was in, and the transfer window was difficult, there's no getting away from that, so I wouldn't say otherwise. But like any walk of life, when someone leaves a role or loves a football club, people step up, and I think we've seen that naturally in the squad and in the team. Other players have stepped into the football boots of players that have left, and that's just the nature of football, and certainly the nature of this football club.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, Jamie.
Mimi.
I think I may need to get your mic.
Oh yeah, go first.
So sorry.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I just get an injury update from you, please?
Yep. Basically, Anthony Malambo had his ACL operation on Tuesday. It's just seen him about an hour ago. He's in on crutches. Looks good. Operation went well, so we'll look after Anthony to make sure he gets back up to speed in a sensible way, but really integrate him into the football club, which we're big on. And the only other one was Josh Da Silva around his journey back to game, but he's back on the grass and he's doing pretty well.
And when you're looking at Newcastle's record away this season, they haven't been very great. Does that give you a bit of a boost coming into the fixture this weekend?
Newcastle will be on it on Sunday, I've no doubt about that. I think in black and white terms, pardon the pun, you'll look at it and see obviously the results, but obviously watched a lot of their games away from home and the way they've gone and the moments that have dictated which way the games have gone. Very good sides, a lot of good players, just had a very good win in the Champions League last night, so it'll be a difficult game.
But do you think you'll be able to capitalise on some of their defensive frailties that they've had this season?
I think when we look at any game, we always look at where we can hurt the opposition. I think it's 3/4 about what we do, maybe 1/4 what the opposition do, and how we can identify certain aspects of their team, their setup. Naturally, they'll be doing the exact same with us. But we've got a lot of confidence in what we can do as a team and how much we can hurt the opposition.
And what sort of a counter are you expecting from them this weekend?
Tough, physical. Last year's game was anything to go by, and the way they play in general. Really physical, athletic, fast game. Set pieces will play a part for sure. Yeah, listen, they're a Champions League team coming to town. It's going to be a very difficult game for us, but we've already shown this year that we can deal with that. And again, we want to make it the type of game we want it to be rather than the opposition.
And of course, those wins against Liverpool and Man United shows you that you can really deal with such oppositions, doesn't it? Boost the confidence.
Yeah, they were big wins for us as a club. I think that in the journey that we're taking now and the next chapter and how we want to grow as a team, develop as a team, results always help with that and with the confidence of players, staff, fans, everybody. So I think that there was a good energy around those games and yeah, naturally that gives a good confidence and belief from everybody that we can go and achieve more of those types of results.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.